Hello, welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. Another Wednesday, another whiskey review with me, Joe. So this week, it's the first week I'm doing a side-by-side comparison review of two whiskies. And what better whiskies to choose than two of the best-selling whiskies in the world. Johnnie Walker Black Label 12-year-old and Chivas Regal 12-year-old. They're both blended Scotch whiskies. I have reviewed them in the past if you want to check out my channel. But I thought it's about time I did a side-by-side comparison review because it's going to be really interesting. So I'll pour both of them out. Pour the Chivas into this glass. And the Johnnie Walker into this glass. Now it's often good to do this, when you're drinking whiskey and getting into your whiskey. Pour two whiskies right next to each other because it really gives you an appreciation of the kind of different styles and different characteristics that different whiskies can give. Because these are blended whiskies, they actually use a kind of a different core base of whiskies to make up the blend. So actually they're going to taste very, very different. There'll obviously be different cask maturations, different peating levels if there is any, and just a different style, obviously different blenders, different distilleries. They're both 12 years old and they're both Scottish. So let's start off with this Chivas Regal. So it's kind of, colour-wise, it's kind of hard to describe. They're fairly similar. I'd say the Chivas is a little bit lighter. Chivas' main malt is Strathisla. There's also Glenlivet, Longmorn, Glen Grant, and a whole host of other whiskies. Now on the nose, for me this just smells classic Speyside style. Fresh fruit, sherried as well. It's kind of sweet sherry fruit. Go to a nose on the Johnnie Walker. By the way, to reset your nose, which I wasn't about to then, if you're smelling different whiskies, just do that and smell your skin, smell your hand, then just resets your palate and your nose. So let's give this a smell. Now the Johnnie Walker, this is much more Highland in style, so more toffied, and there's more cereal notes. So with this, I can smell the grain whiskey much more. I also smell that Cardew, which is a Speyside whiskey. But it is, for me, this is a kind of a Speyside style blend and this is a Highland style blend. They're kind of toffied, smoky as well. So Johnnie Walker's definitely smoky. Chivas is not smoky, not at all. Fresh, fruity, fruit and nut, kind of cinnamon, apples, kind of orangey note. So you can almost smell the Strathisla, that raisiness that you get from Strathisla whiskey. You can smell the orange that you can get from Glenlivet. That kind of pineapple that you can get from Longmorn. And whereas the Johnnie Walker, let's just go back to it. Yeah, so the Johnnie Walker, much more kind of toffee, hot cross buns, so reminds me a little bit of raw Loch Nagar. A slight smokiness, maybe a touch of Clynelish. Clynelish is a very kind of salty, slightly smoky malt from the Highlands, so maybe kind of touch of salty smoke, wood smoke, and vanilla. Right, let's give it a taste of the Chivas Regal. Oh, that Chivas is fantastic. With the Chivas, Again, the Speyside style comes through, so I'm thinking orange notes, that sherry influence definitely. So there's a big sherry influence to the Chivas. So sherry, chocolate, fruits and nuts, a little bit of that kind of warm cinnamon cereal spice. One more try. Marzipan. It's just kind of really lovely orangey fresh fruit. Let's go to the Johnnie Walker. Should I get my palate freshen up? I should have got some water really, but never mind. Go to the Johnnie Walker. And the Johnnie Walker on the palate, way more smoky, wood smoke, kind of caramelised toffee apples, burnt toffee, that saltiness from that kind of Klein leash element makes an appearance. So it's just much more smoky. The Johnnie Walkers are a much smokier kind of nougat, salted toffee blend. Let's give them a taste each again for the finish, and then I'll give you an answer as to which one I prefer. Finish on the Chivas. Smooth, very soft, very smooth, sweet, and again marzipan. Just a beautiful kind of it just fades away very slowly, the finish on the Chivas. Really just lovely, soft finish and a lovely aftertaste. On the Johnnie Walker, again, smoky finish. So, smoke, salt, kind of burnt caramel, charred toffee. They're both great whiskies. Winner, gonna have to say, drum roll, the Chivas 12 for me outshines the Johnnie Walker by a little bit. I think purely because it's just more to my style. That lovely fruity Speyside. Don't get me wrong, I think Johnnie Walker Black Label is a fantastic whiskey, and as you can see, you know, I've got through a fair bit of the bottle. Really reliable, but as a blended Scotch, I think this suits me better and my palate. So this kind of gets an 8 out of 10. This gets a 7.5. Both lovely whiskies, but the Chivas 12 wins it for me. So yeah, let me know what you think. You should try it yourself. Do these two whiskies side by side. See what you think. Let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you. And I'll see you next week, guys. Please share the video. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.